Good morning, K1 friends. Can you guess what our new unit is on? Birds. So right now, if you hadn't noticed over spring break and even before spring break, there were a lot of birds out. Spring is happening. And if you haven't noticed, take some time, go outside and just listen, watch, look in your trees, look everywhere. At the school, we still have, we had 2 ducks that were around here, the quail that are here, and even the doves that I know of. I'm sure there's more.
Oh yeah.
But those are the ones I see close up here on our walk area. So just go out and watch for the birds, see what you see. Before I read the book, usually I ask, what do you know about birds? So take this minute to maybe tell someone next to you what you know. Maybe what kind of bird you know, what are parts of a bird, what do they like to eat, are any of the birds predators, are they nocturnal, use some of those words. So think about all of that as you are sharing with someone about what you know about birds. And then as you do that also, today for your job, find your journal or the journal page that's on the website or a piece of paper, something to write and draw on. And you're gonna draw about your favorite bird. So you can say, my favorite bird is, and you will write it. And then draw a detailed picture. So if I choose an eagle, for example, a lot of times they make their nest in a big tall tree at the top. So I might draw a big tree with their huge nest, which is about the size of our rainbow rug and as tall as our classroom. So think about that, how big the nest might be. So for an eagle, it's as big as our rug at least and as tall as the ceiling. So
That's
know
pretty
how
big.
20 of us can fit on here.
The dog would fit in the bird nest.
Exactly. So just know they are some of them. That's some of the biggest recorded sizes of an eagle. So anyway, so I would draw a picture of the tree and the eagle nest and the eagle in it, and maybe the outside. It's a beautiful sunny day, so I drew the blue sky. So be detailed. Try and show less white as possible. All right, we're going to start it with just a book. Not any book, a book I actually got at the plant at Tracy Aviary the last time I went. I'm sad we don't get to go for a field trip, but be on the lookout for a virtual field trip that they have. So this is called About Birds. It's written by Cathryn Sill and illustrated by John Sill. So either husband and wife or brother and sister, not sure. All right, here we go. About birds. Birds have feathers. So in each picture, it'll tell us what they are. So this is a northern cardinal. And I actually have one here. Look at that. 2 of them. I love cardinals.
I do too. We don't have them in Utah though.
No. Baby birds hatch from eggs. Does anyone know what this is? They always have the blue eggs. It's an American robin. Some birds build nests on the ground. Did you know that? This oven bird, he builds his nest on the ground. Or she, or they do together. Some build in very high places, like the bald eagle.
We do have bald eagles in Utah.
Yes, we do.
They're still here. I think they leave, but I think they're here right now.
Yeah. Where my parents live, there's a bunch of them in Idaho, and we always look for their nests. And some do not build nests at all, like these common murray penguin types. They don't build a nest. They just hold on to their egg, or they leave it on a cliff. Birds travel in different ways, like the Canada geese, one goose, many geese, in their V shape, and they take turns. The ones in the front then will go to the back. Have you ever seen this in the sky? Most birds fly, like this ruby-throated hummingbird.
They should be coming back to Utah soon too.
Yes,
so
if you
be
don't
on the
have-
lookout.
Yes, hummingbird feeders, or where they like to get the nectar, watch. But some swim, like the wood ducks. And did you know, we'll learn some more about this, but the male duck is the more colorful, and then the female is, well, that's a baby duckling, but they are different colors. And others run, like the greater roadrunner. Where does he live, do you think? Can you guess? In the desert. Birds may flock together, like these red-winged blackbirds.
That's another Utah bird.
Mm-hmm. Some live alone, like the great horned owl. Birds use their bills to gather food. So you have the magnificent hummingbird, so he's getting nectar. Then this one is the evening grosbeak. He's got a nut inside, and it's a sharp one. Then you have C, which is a great blue heron. He's got a really long beak. So you have all the different shapes and sizes. And then D, with his berry in his mouth, it's a cedar waxwing, and his is a shorter beak, even shorter than that. And then the really teeny beak here on letter E, the number E, is the vermilion flycatcher. Look at that, he has a fly in his mouth. They sing to let other birds know how they feel. These are indigo buntings. Indigo buntings, sorry. Look, there's one way over here, probably talking to each other. Birds come in all sizes. So we have the great horned owl, the bald eagle. He's got fish in his talons. That's what he's going to eat. We've got the great blue heron, the cardinal, the northern cardinal. Let's see if I can find them all. The indigo bunting. Indigo. Why do I keep saying indigo bunting? The ruby-throated hummingbird, which is, I'm not finding it.
It'd be tiny.
Oh, here he is. He is. He's very tiny. The red-winged blackbird, which is here. He has the red wing. The wood duck and the Canada goose. All the ones we just talked about. Birds are important to us. These are just in your backyard. All the different birds you might find in your backyard. Especially if you have bird feeders and hummingbird feeders and water for them to drink and a tree for them to live in. And then they go through in the book again, all the different birds that they have. So as we go through each of these, we'll talk about what the feathers do for them and the different types of eggs you might see. But as we do our unit, that's stuff that we'll talk about. So watch for your birds. If you have binoculars, use your binoculars to look even closer and enjoy and listen.
Oh, did you want to do your...
Oh, yes, and thank you. I almost forgot. So one thing we always do during our bird unit is we watch eagles. And there are 2 live cams that I watch, and I'm going to put them on blooms, and then you can save them, moms and dads, to whatever device they get to watch on, and you can observe them. So for right now, the ones in Washington, we always watch. That's one of them.
Is it Washington State or Washington?
Washington, D.C.
Okay.
And they're actually called President and First Lady, I think. Oh. And so they've had eaglets every time. Right now, well, when he was there, let's see if they're still there. They were building their nest. So it's a live view of the eagle's nest. And so he's building it right now, but he's just not there. Can you see it? So I will put this on blooms. So it's kind of boring right now, but you can hear all the nature, the wind blowing. You can actually see the tree moving. And once the eagles, they lay their eggs and then they start hatching, we usually end up watching them throughout the summer too. Then there's one in Decorah, Iowa. And right now, I think she's sitting on the eggs. So let's see where they are right now. So I'll hold it and see if we can get it. So there's the bald eagle.
I'm getting clear.
Lane, I know, I'm trying to move it. So I will post these on Blooms, both websites, and they're just live cams so we can watch. And when they get to the point where they start feeding the eaglets, it is pretty awesome to watch.
Oh, sorry, Stubby.
So these 2 will be on there. Normally we would be watching them in the classroom. They would be running all day. During lunch, we'd be watching it. So take every moment, every once in a while, especially once you learn their habits of when getting up, and you'll see that the mom and dad are both there. You'll get to see kind of the things that they do to help out each other, especially when the eggs are hatched and how they stay on them and to keep them warm, and then when they hatch, how they feed them and who takes turns and coming back and forth. You'll get used to their schedule, and you'll get to know, oh, we need to watch it at this time because that's happening. So enjoy, listen to the birds, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.